I'm Brian Goldfinger from Goldfinger Injury Lawyers. We'd like to wish you and your family a happy holiday season. Don't drink and drive, don't token drive, and wait till you get to your destination to reply to that text. Visit goldfingerlaw.com.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast. I'm your host, William Liu, speaking to you after the Toronto Raptors dropped. I don't even know how to explain this game, really. I tried writing 10 things about it. It's very difficult. They lost 116-87 to the Orlando Magic. Yes, that is what happened. Wow. I don't even know where to start with this game, really. Like, obviously, this is a stinker, and the Raptors are better than this. But I mean, still, you're losing by 30 to the Magic. Like, it's ugly. It's an ugly game. I mean, really what happened was the Raptors went through a complete funk from basically the second and third quarters. Like, they scored only 35 points on that stretch. But that actually kind of almost flatters them, the fact that they scored 35 points on that stretch, because they actually shot 10 of 49 during the second and third quarters. That's not a typo. I made sure to look up on the NBA media site. 10 of 49, including 2 of 14 during that second and third quarter, and they just got demolished. I mean, like, for the most part, I would say they got good looks. Guys have signature shots. Guys have comfort zones. They were getting shots in those areas. It wasn't happening. I thought Danny Green tried to force his offense a little bit, but Van Vliet was getting wide open catch and shoot looks. He was money. I'll explain what happened to Van Vliet. At least that one's explainable. Kawhi was getting wide open jumpers, wide open layups. He couldn't make those. Pascal was getting shot down in the paint, but I mean, still, even makeable bank shots, stuff like that, he's not hitting them. And then Serge, mid-range pick and pop. I mean, that's bread and butter right there, and he just couldn't make it. CJ is trash at this point. I mean, I'm sorry, he's playing like trash, right? Like, 1 for 9. I mean, Greg Monroe comes in, does literally nothing. I mean, it was ugly. DeLon Wright turning down shots. I mean, it was just, their offense completely died. And they were getting some good open looks for these guys, like I mentioned, but none of it was going down. Kawhi was getting completely locked down by the opposition. I mean, he wasn't really going inside that much. He was settling for a lot of shots. The one thing I didn't like for Kawhi today was just like, a couple things. I think this is the worst game of the season. Defensively, he left a lot of guys wide open for 3. Sometimes he was doubling the paint because Vucevic was like Wilt Chamberlain tonight. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, he was that good. But I mean, most times, Kawhi was just like falling asleep. Guys like Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac, getting open for 3. And like, okay, maybe the scouting report is to leave those guys open for 3, but just not a great defensive effort from Kawhi, and offensively, just ugly. A lot of ISO possessions, which, okay, there's a line to draw there. Sometimes your team isn't scoring. You got to do your best to jolt the team. But, man, there were like at least 5 or 6 possessions. Kawhi would just get the ball and not even think about passing. And he would just force up shots and wasn't hitting them. Again, most nights he hits those shots. I'm happy with him taking those looks specifically. But the fact that he was minus 27 today, like, says a lot, man. It was not a fun performance from Kawhi Leonard. But it's hard to single him out when the whole team was that bad. I mean, it was hard. It was just hard to watch. Like, it was ugly. Like, in the third quarter there, when they came out at halftime, and you're like, man, they're not going to do anything. Because they got washed in the second quarter, but it was like still reasonably close. They actually took a 10-point lead, like, right out of the gate, playing really well. And it will look like, okay, one of those games, the Raptors are going to be sharp. They're going to completely just dice up the Magic. The Magic defensively looked terrible, and Raptors stopped scoring. The Magic just kept scoring in transition. Like, I feel like every single shot was wide open for them. Either it was layups or, like, guys getting open threes or guys pump faking, getting to open shots. I mean, just a parade, but mostly. I mean, the Raptors, they shot 29.5%. God damn, that is ugly. Just ugly. They couldn't finish anything in the paint, man. It's just one of those nights, I guess. But man, it's a little bit concerning. One I mean, where do I even go with this? I mean, Nikola Vucevic had 30 points, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, a block, only 1 turnover, and 12 of 17 shooting. Oh, my Lord. Plus 33. I don't know, man. Serge Ibaka, I mean, look, his numbers look good, but I swear this is a terrible game from Serge. He had 17, 8, 3, and 4 blocks. But, man, Vucevic, you're letting Vucevic have 30 and 20 on you? 30 and 20. The Magic had 60 rebounds because the Raptors missed so many shots, man. They have 49 defensive rebounds. Yeah, I have so many misses to make that. And the funny thing about this was I was watching the second half on the Magic broadcast because League Pass is crapping out on me. And they just kept praising the Raptors. Like, the Raptors were down like 30. And then they made like a bit of a comeback in like the start of the fourth quarter. Chris Boucher came in, hit a couple threes. I like him. I like the way he played. Delon actually did some pretty good playmaking. And also Serge got a lot of his numbers in the fourth quarter. He was pretty solid there. But overall, pretty trash. And it was funny. They cut the lead down to like 20. And at that point, I'm like, yo, this is nothing to worry about. I can't believe like the Raptors even have any rotation players in. They should just empty the bench. And, you know, I'm hearing the other side, and they're just talking about how, man, you know what? The Raptors team, you got to be careful with them. You know, like, they were legitimately where they're like, yo, we got the number 1 offense in the NBA. You know, you know they're not going to go away without a fight here. We got to put the starters back in. We got to really reassert control. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You could literally just play out the rest of the game and just hold the ball for 24-second shot clock violations and let the Raptors score every single time, and the Raptors still weren't going to come back into that game and win it. But it was just funny to see the Magic announcers give so much respect to the Raptors. I mean, I honestly can't remember the last time the Raptors lost to the Magic, so, you know, it is what it is. And also the Raptors, you know, obviously, I think they had the best record in the NBA. I'm not sure if they still have it, depending on what results happen in the next couple of days here. But it was just funny to hear them talk about the Raptors as if they were going to do something, because this is clearly a night where the Raptors weren't going to do shit. And, you know, you could put it on the absence of Kyle Lowry, who, again, was absent. It's real funny and not a coincidence that he played in Philadelphia, but in all these other games, he's not here. It's been a couple of games absent for Kyle. I mean, all right, cool. You know, get rested up. That back issue is no joke. You don't want to have to be playing with a bad back. That will screw up your entire routine. But, you know, no Kyle, so obviously a lot of flow in the offense. Oh, yeah, by the way, Van Vliet had a hard drive to the basket in the second quarter. He kind of took off from too far out, and his legs got tangled up in midair. He landed on his right shoulder. He had to leave the game. He stayed down for a long time. He came back. He played a little bit, but was like completely off of his jumpers. There's some wide open ones. They're just hitting all sorts of random spots on the backboard and airballing and stuff like that. And yeah, and then he left the game, and then his arm was wrapped. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, he's probably hurt. And there's just injuries are just tough, man. I mean, like, Norman Powell was away from the team for personal reasons today. You know, rest in peace to his grandpa. But you know, obviously, like, this has just been a weird year for the Raptors. There's just been so many injuries. Like, when do they ever play with their full assortment of players? It feels like it's been a month since I've seen their full complement of players. Like, I guess that Sixers game on ESPN on the all access thing, like when they beat the Sixers, like, I guess that was the last one. Like, since then, I just like don't remember all their players on the court at the same time. And it's leading to ugly results. I mean, I don't want to see CJ Miles back in the rotation. I'm sorry. He got fouled on 2 threes because, you know, Terrence Ross makes Terrence Ross mistakes. But, I mean, overall, CJ Miles is just ass. He just doesn't do anything good. Like, he doesn't. He's such a liability on both ends. He shouldn't be in the rotation right now. Monroe shouldn't be in the rotation right now. He's in the rotation because, you know, JV's out with the thumb thing. And I guess his stitches got taken out, which is cool. But still, a dislocated thumb thing? Like, it's going to take a while for him to get back and get right. I mean, it's just what an ugly performance. And if Van Vliet's hurt too, like, damn, like, this could be some ugly performance. Like, we got the Spurs game coming up. The Spurs are playing really well right now. They've been really hot and cold this year, but they're definitely in a hot stretch. Like 8-2 in the last 10. They're losing to Denver right now. We'll see what happens, but they did beat Denver earlier, so, you know. And yeah, it's gonna be an emotional game. You got Kawhi Leonard going into San Antonio for the first time. So, and with all these injuries, it's not even like you could fake an injury and, avoid the hassle or whatever. You got to go play that game. And what do you got? What are you going into that game with? I mean, look at this bench we're going out there with: Boucher, Miles, OG, Greg Monroe, DeLon Wright, Lorenzo Brown, like Malachi Richardson. Like, damn, like half those guys shouldn't even be in the rotation. So yeah, I mean, it's been ugly. Who knows? Nothing too major has happened, so that's good in terms of injuries. Like, no one's out with something that's going to be prolonged or serious. Although we'll see with Kyle and this back thing. But it's not easy. And the next opponent is going to be Utah. Like, it's not easy to score on Utah inside. The Raptors, I don't know. They couldn't score on Vucevic tonight. And Jonathan Isaac. And Aaron Gordon, which is a big front court. But still, it's not like Orlando Magic is some sort of defensive juggernaut. They couldn't score. Siakam, 4 points. 4 fouls, 2 turnovers, some bogus fouls on him, but still, I mean, minus 20, 1 of 8. Like, yikes. It's a tough one. It really is. I don't know what else to say about it, really. I'm not gonna hand out 3 stars because you know what? I will give 1 star to Chris Boucher. Boucher came in the fourth quarter in garbage time, hit a 3 right away in the corner, hit another 2 threes in the game, had 9 points, grabbed the rebound, got a steal, got 2 blocks, a lot of hustle plays, I think if he can consistently hit this 3, he can maybe sneak some minutes in at power forward. And so, maybe then his lack of size in terms of just bulk is not such a big issue because he clearly can't play center because he's so skinny. Like, he's like just unbelievably skinny. But, at power forward, it's not so bad. Like, the Magic play Jonathan Isaac. Boucher's about the same frame as Isaac, right? So if you hit some 3s, it's not so bad. He might play some power forward. And today he did basically play power forward with Ibaka at center in those garbage time minutes. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to go crazy over 3 threes in garbage time. But, Boucher saw me something. That's cool. I want to see more of Boucher. I'm intrigued. Not trying to see more of Lorenzo Brown or Malachi Richardson, but, whew, it's an ugly one. And that's it. You're 1 star. You're 1 star. It tells you your Gerald Henderson award. No disrespect to Nick Vucevic, but, I mean, normally he's not like this. Normally he's not 30 points, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, or 2 steals a block. Plus 33 and 12 of 17 shooting. I mean, that's disgusting. That's just disgusting, man. Disgusting. You're letting this man have 20 rebounds. Single-handedly pushing his All-Star campaign. So, cool. I guess he can make the All-Star game. I mean, if it's a choice between Vucevic or, like, Ibaka or Siakam, I'm definitely going with Vucevic based on this game. So, good for him. But ugly game. The Raptors just got to forget about it. They got to regroup. They got to get healthy. Please, please, please get healthy, man. I don't want to see this tattered-ass team. It's ragged. It's ragged. They have no flow. They got no defense. Usually they play some defense. Today, no defense at all. And, the result is ugly. I mean, we got some big games coming up, the Raptors have the easy schedule the rest of the way. But, I mean, part of that easy schedule is you got teams like the Magic, and you just got smacked. So, I don't know. Hopefully the next game is better than this one.